Now, the person closest to them, Donald Trump.
In battle hardened.
There is not a liberal America and a conservative America. There is the United States of America.
Donald Trump said he's unfit for the highest office. That was Senator Vance. What we've seen out of...
When was the last time that an American president didn't have a major conflict break out? The only answer is during the 4 years that Donald Trump was president.
Yes, no major conflict, a peaceful time, free of any major conflict, as we all remember from the January 6th puppy pile.
This week in federal court, a judge is hearing arguments in the so-called Trump train trial. Now, this case stems from 2020, when this video you see here shows Trump supporters surrounding a Biden-Harris campaign bus on Interstate 35. That's in Hays County. Now, some Democrats sued those Trump supporters in civil court, saying they feared for their lives that day.
I want to talk about the Trump train. It never stops. And it looks like it's rolling on in Texas.
Pretending instead they're unable to talk to a person who would dare to believe such things, or that they are somehow better than or above the question being asked.
But before I get to that, like and subscribe. It really helps out my channel.
Having finally found an individual they can all agree is perfect to lead them to their doom, admitting they've once again been misinformed is a task none of them will be willing to undertake.
I-35 this weekend as a Joe Biden, Kamala Harris campaign bus becomes surrounded by trucks driven by people claiming to be part of the Trump train.
Central Traffic Control radios a truck train, instructing the crew.
It's really rich for Democratic leaders to say that Donald Trump is a unique threat to democracy when he peacefully gave over power on January the 20th, as we have done for 250 years in this country.
Minutes of metropolitan markets. At transfer points within the city, individual units automatically separate from the truck train for immediate...
Intentionally crashing into an SUV behind the Biden bus.
The San Marcos Police Department was the first to get calls about the incident. They sent 3 officers, but say because there was so much traffic, they were unable to catch up to the bus before it left their jurisdiction.
First of all, Tim just said something that I agree with.
Former State Senator Wendy Davis, who was a congressional candidate at the time, a Biden campaign staffer and the driver, sued alleging that they had been intimidated into canceling campaign events over this. They said they feared for their lives, and they said they experienced emotional distress that lasted for months after the incident.
There's a trial going on for these boys. Because this whole thing was planned.
And I actually think, I agree with you.
This was the scene on I-35 as the Biden-Harris campaign bus was traveling from San Antonio to Austin, which appeared to be surrounded by what...
and rush supplies to the front by direct overland transport.
...be surrounded by what people call the Trump train. Following the incident that evening, the president tweeted a video of the bus and the Trump train and the words, "I love Texas."
A terrible response from the White House.
Yeah, so the KKK Act forbids 2 or more people from conspiring to prevent others from engaging in political advocacy, whether that's by intimidation, harassment, violence, or threats. So the plaintiffs say that that's what happened here. By surrounding the bus, by preventing it in some cases from taking exits to stops that it needed to make, and simply for making the passengers inside feel they were in danger, they committed this violation, but they'll have to prove that there was conspiracy, that the defendants knew each other and coordinated.
How it's possible for an individual to convince themselves they are right while everyone else is wrong escapes even the most gifted of minds. Every single one of these sad, confused idiots has spent a lifetime being ridiculed for their intelligence.
Lying about the federal government's response to
10 weird tricks to overthrow the will of the people. Mike Pence can't stand number 6.
January 6th was not Facebook ads.
I actually agree with Tim Walz.
Then yesterday evening, another tweet, along with a picture from another Twitter account showing an FBI statement that they are investigating. President Trump saying, "In my opinion, these patriots did nothing wrong. Instead, the FBI and justice should be investigating the terrorists, anarchists, and agitators of Antifa who run around burning down our Democrat-run cities and hurting our people." Many others responded to the incident on Twitter, including former CBS Evening News anchor Dan Rather, saying, These Trump intimidation caravans are engaging in criminal behavior in at least some, I think many, instances. Law enforcement must take a stand on the side of public safety and justice. The San Marcos Police Department is working in cooperation with the FBI's Austin field office to provide them with information pertaining to this incident.
Not just endangering the people on the bus and the staffers that were following, that they ran off the road, but endangering untold numbers of other people on the road.
Wendy Davis said that it changed her. She said that even after a Molotov cocktail was flung at her office, she didn't have any fear about speaking in public until this happened. Wow. The bus driver, who said his friends call him a tough guy, broke down in tears. He was not able to speak at moments when he was trying to recount this experience. And then the main defendant, Eleazar Cisneros, said that he denied that he intended to inhibit the political activity of the plaintiffs in any way, but he said that he was motivated to organize this convoy because of his patriotism and his belief that Democrats are trying to destroy the country.
That's the thing about the Trump train. It's coming, whether you want it to or not.
What is the defense going to be? What are they saying so far?
So they're saying that it should be viewed as if one views a sports game. One of the attorneys said that it was a rah group that sought to support and advocate for their candidate, but they've also veered a little bit into political territory, saying that this is an attempt to drain Republicans' financial resources, and saying that it's an attempt to silence the defendants.
The reality is, the Trump train's gonna come for us all.
I think that'll pretty much be it.
But in Texas, where a person runs over a Black Lives Matter protester after sending an email saying he wants to go kill a Black Lives Matter protester, 20 minutes later runs a light to do so. The governor pardoned him.
I'm focused on the future.
Yes, Tim, I'm focused on the future. Let's not talk about January 6, 2021. Let's talk about January 6, 2025. This time we're bringing two shamans.
Mark my words. They're gonna pardon these boys too.
The real family separation policy in this country is unfortunately
using social media and emails to try to prove coordination. All the plaintiffs have testified, so who's left are the 6 defendants. And then the jury is expected to reach a verdict by Friday. It could be earlier than that, could be as early as Tuesday.
The real family separation policy in this country is unfortunately Kamala Harris's wide open southern border.
Nice try.
The real cheating on his wife with a porn star is Kamala Harris's immigration policy. Tragically, her southern border is the one with the mushroom penis.
The former president falsely claimed there isn't enough
mushroom penis.
That's just how things are here in Texas. Rules for me, but not for thee.
It's been a terrible response from the White House.
Lousy treatment. They stole the FIMA money just like they stole it from a bank.
It came in and now they have no money.
That is not true. FEMA says no disaster funds were used to shelter migrants. They are 2 separate programs, actually, both approved and funded by Congress. But you know which president did do that? The 45th. Back in 2019, when Trump was still in office, his administration pulled $155 million from disaster relief funds to pay for migrant holding facilities. That means that when Trump was president, he did exactly what he is accusing Biden of doing, taking cash from disaster funds to pay for migrant programs at the southern border.
Right now, the idea that we've spent $650 million in fiscal year 24 on the migrant crisis that Kamala Harris was responsible for stopping, and by all accounts she created by having an open door policy at our southern border,
but
is
Laura,
infuriating.
Let me just stop you right there.
Of this country.
Let me just stop you right there because I just want to not let this get out there. You are right that FEMA is giving $750, but that is a first step. It's for immediate needs. It's called the serious needs assistance.
And said that they are out of money in terms of their hurricane relief. We have another hurricane heading towards Florida right now.
What they have said is that there is money
right now. Why is our federal government? Why are they out of money?
It is bad there, but my question is about the misinformation, particularly the notion that they are moving money to migrants, to, you say,
Well, here's
undocumented
what I will
migrants,
say.
which FEMA
You
says
have-
flatly
you
is
have-
not true. And if people are not getting correct information, then they can't go for assistance.
Almost the whole opening statement from the plaintiffs was a barrage of really expletive-laden posts, videos. I mean, the defendants unfortunately filmed themselves while they were, around the bus.
Just like this election will be. The idea that Texas is going to turn blue. Republicans would never allow that to happen.
I think that Governor Walz and I actually probably agreed.
One woman managed to film herself while holding a flag out of one window and the phone in her hand, and so the police expert said her hands are not on the wheel.
Yeah. I agree with that.
Well, they passed a law saying you can overturn Harris County's entire election. That the legislature could just take it over and pretend like it didn't happen.
Governor, I agree with you.
You know, Harris County, where Houston is.
Thank you, gentlemen.
The
we want to have
app has not been on the books.
Gentlemen, the audience can't hear you because your mics are cut.
Traffic violation, I guess.
Interesting.
So, and that's but also one of the defendants who was on yesterday, he deleted messages from his phone. He was sanctioned by the judge for that, and he also claimed he lost his phone until the judge ordered him to find it.
There's no law in Texas. Republicans don't believe in the rule of law. Republicans believe in Republicans. And that is why they need to be done.
A lot of what Kamala Harris proposes to do, and some of it, I'll be honest with you, it even sounds pretty good.
And that's why I'm voting for Harris Walz 2024.
Here's hoping. I'm Zachariah, Lone Star Liberal. Y'all take it easy.
And it ended up to be one of the greatest movies because of him, largely because of him. But he was great. How good was that movie, right? Does it get too much better?
Paid for by the pennies I collected inside this Diet Mountain Dew bottle.
I'm Donald J. Trump, and I regret this decision.
I agree.
Mushroom penis.
Big titties.
Oh my God. How did I not know he's a full psycho now?
Because you never go on
Facebook. Still the best way to see which old friends are crazy now.
Come on, come on, come on, come on. Come on, come on, come on, come on. Don't negotiate, let's investigate. We'll accelerate.